Hey guys, I thought I'd give you my thoughts on the Beats Studio Pros after owning them for over a week now. And I've got to say, I've been enjoying them more and more, so much that I actually went out and bought a brand new pair while they were still on sale for $179. Previously, the Bose Quiet Comforts were my main Bluetooth ANC headphones, and I initially bought a used pair of Beats Studios last week just for fun, to test them out. I did not think that I would like these headphones anywhere near as much as I do. So after I've owned them for over a week, these have become my go-to pair of daily carry ANC headphones, and I'm just gonna say it, I like them more than the new Bose Quiet Comforts, okay? I think these are also one of the best everyday carry ANC headphones, and these are also much cheaper than the competition. Now, the reason I went out and bought a brand new pair was because I love them enough that I wanted a new one with warranty and with the AppleCare Plus 2-year extended warranty, just in case, on the chance that they ever do snap at the hinges, I can, of course, get an express replacement. Now, do I think I'll snap them? Most likely not. I'm very careful with my things, and it's not like these things are made of paper mache. They are made of flexible plastic, you could say, so they're not going to just snap out of nowhere, hopefully. But it's always good to have that peace of mind, especially since I will be bringing these pretty much everywhere with me every day, and even while I'm on flights. So it's good to have that AppleCare Plus warranty. Also, the reason why I am using the Studio Pros instead of the other popular ANC headphones like the XM5 and whatever AirPods Max, Sennheiser Momentum 4s, Quiet Comforts, you name it. Well, it's kind of what I said before, is that these are much, much cheaper. The other headphones are usually at least $300, even on sale. So these Studio Pros are almost half the price of those, a little over half the price, and it does a very, very good job. Yeah, I'm just gonna stick with these, and I don't need anything more expensive. Now, since I got a new pair, I'm probably just gonna put the used pair on eBay or sell them or give them away, whatever. I'll figure out what to do with them. Now, I love these, and I can say that for me personally, they are well worth the price of $179. But I still think you should not be paying anything over $250 for these, and especially don't buy them at the retail price of $350, because I'm telling you that these are not worth it at that price, okay? But for the sale price that these usually go for, which is under $200, I think, hell yeah, these are worth it for everyday ANC headphones. Now, yeah, like I went over in my initial impressions video, the build quality is pretty plasticky. It does squeak a lot. Sometimes fragile feeling. This whole plastic bit is very, very thin and has a tendency to crack sometimes, all in the name of a stylish pair of headphones. But I'm less worried about them now since I do have that AppleCare warranty. But without a doubt, in my personal opinion, the biggest con about these headphones is definitely the build quality. Specifically, the hinges where they tend to snap. And even when you just fold them up on a day-to-day basis, I mean, it just does not sound that premium. You can hear the plasticky sound when you're folding and unfolding them. So yeah, it is what it is. They are made of plastic. So comfort for me is pretty comfortable. I don't have any major issues. But I will say that this new pair I got has a much tighter clamping force than the used pair I got. So I guess it is a little bit uncomfortable after a few hours of listening, but I think over time these things will definitely stretch out and widen a bit so they won't get as tight, because again, the new pair I got is tighter than the used pair. So you'll definitely have to break these in to get a more comfortable fit, but overall I don't have any issues. But I know comfort is a hit or miss for people depending on the size of your head and your ears, and also depends if you wear glasses. You definitely want to try these out at your local Best Buy or a Target or wherever, just to get a feel of how these will fit on your head. Battery life and portability are also excellent. 24 hours of battery life with ANC is still plenty of battery life. The noise canceling is also good enough for most things and day-to-day use. I bring these to work with me every single day when I'm in the office. And in the workplace, there's a bunch of chatter and also a loud, annoying HVAC vent. And these cancel out like 95% of it when music is playing. So when these are playing, I don't really hear anything around me. So I would say it does a really good job. And I think that most of you won't have any issues with the ANC quality. In my impressions video, I originally didn't think the ANC was that strong, which it's still, it's not as strong as the competition when you're comparing with the Bose and the Sonys and stuff. But in that impressions video, the reason why the ANC wasn't as strong as it could be was because my fit at the time wasn't the best. I had to adjust this out 3 clicks to get the perfect fit for me. At 3 clicks, this is a perfect fit for my head. So after I did that, the ANC has been a lot stronger. So you definitely want to make sure you get a good snug fit with these, or else you won't get the best sound or ANC. And I'm even really confident that these will do pretty well on a plane. So you know what? This coming September, I'm actually going to be bringing these along with me on the flight to Japan instead of the Bose Quiet Comforts, just to see how well it handles for traveling and blocking out the rumble of the plane engine. Now, I will say though, bringing these back and forth to work and home every day and taking them in and out of the case, I'm not going to lie, taking them out of the case can sometimes be a little bit weird because this only opens up like halfway. So you kind of have to force them in there when you're putting them in. And also, a lot of the times when you're taking them out, you kind of have to like yank them out. And sometimes they just unfold while you're taking them out of case. Which it didn't happen this time, but it does happen a lot to me on an everyday basis. So I do wish that like this case could open up wider than it does, but oh well. Now, of course, I want to spend some time talking about the sound, which I can say I really like it, but of course it's not perfect. But I can say, in my opinion, that the sound is actually one of the bigger strengths of these headphones. Like, yeah, the build is kind of creaky and stiff, and the noise cancellation is good, but not the best in the class. But I actually really, really like the sound. And that's primarily the main reason why I am replacing my Bose with these. I think these have a fairly flat bass sound with a slight emphasis in the upper mids and also the highs. So these can sound pretty well balanced. They sound very crisp and sparkly, but at the same time, because of that upper mids and the treble emphasis, these sometimes might come off a bit sibilant, depending on what tracks you're listening to and if there's like a bunch of female vocals and stuff like that. Definitely the biggest complaints I have about the sound are its slightly emphasized treble, which I said can be a bit harsh, and the lack of soundstage depth, and also the lack of dynamics. The thing about the soundstage is that in terms of width, these actually aren't bad. Like, it's actually kind of wide, but you don't get any sense of depth with these, so everything sounds like two-dimensional, and it sounds like it's pressed right up against your ears. So that's what I would say about the soundstage. Going back to the treble though, what I found was interesting is that I feel like the treble, or I guess you could say the frequency response, it kind of changes based off of the volume of the headphones. So when I listen to these at lower volume, it sounds like it's more sibilant, and the S's and the T's and things are more harsh. When I'm playing these at a louder volume, the sibilance is more or less gone. So I guess that's a good thing, for people who buy Beats, because, generally the people who buy Beats play the music really loud. But yeah, that's why with these, I just play even at a comfortable listening level for me, the sibilance more or less goes away. I only really hear like a sharp S and stuff when I'm playing at lower volume. So that's why even with the emphasized treble, I don't really mind the sound of these that much. I also think the Studio Pros are pretty competent in other aspects like its imaging, overall clarity, detail retrieval, and especially the instrument separation. I think all of those other technicalities, these Studio Pros do quite well on, and they definitely beat the Bose Quiet Comforts I own in those different aspects. When I'm using the Bose Quiet Comforts, everything sounds like it's blended together, and you can't really pick out the individual details. I guess this is why, given how subjective sound can be to each and every one of us, that it's important to try things for yourselves and see if you like the sound. When these were first released, I've watched almost all of the reviews out there, and most of them were very positive. Almost all of them, actually. But I have seen one or two reviews say that these have muddy, overly bloated bass, which I very, very much disagree on. I think these offer a very good neutral sound overall, and the bass is very controlled. Maybe even a bit too lean in my personal opinion. These are not reference headphones, of course, so there will be a slight emphasis in the bass response to make these a bit more fun, but the bass emphasis here is much less than the competition to my ears. On the topic of bass, I actually think these might be lacking a bit of bass, and these to me have less bass and thump than most IEMs I've ever tried, and it also has less bass than most of the popular ANC headphones out there. I currently own the Bose Quiet Comforts, but I also did own and have tried the QC45s, the Sennheiser Momentum 4s, the Sony XM5s, the Sony XM4s, whatever. I've tried a lot of the popular ANC headphones, and to me, these Studio Pros have less bass than all of those other headphones. Now, I wouldn't call myself an audiophile because, I'm not too deep into this stuff, but I'm definitely more of an audio enthusiast than, let's say, your average person. I've owned mostly IEMs, but also own a few studio headphones, like the usual Audio-Technicas, and even have some higher-end headphones lying around the house, like the Sony MDR Z1R. My personal favorite IEM of all time, which is the Moondrop X Clinical Dusk, which in my opinion, I think is tuned to absolute perfection. I feel like that even has a lot more bass and thump than these Studio Pros. Of course, on audiophile channels, you won't find many fans of Beats. So of course, there's going to be the usual blanket comments like, don't ever buy Beats, they're trash, whatever. That stuff can more or less be applied to the products in the past, but I would not say in today's age, things have changed a lot, and it's important to recognize that. What I'm basically saying is it's very easy to dismiss the Studio Pros for some people in the audiophile space, because of bias or general hate towards the Beats brand, but definitely try these out for yourself and see how they sound to you. The Beats sound has changed drastically from the past, and these are no longer just bass cannons. And hey, if you tried it and you don't like it, that is perfectly fine. We all enjoy different types of sound, and we all have our own preferences. But scrolling through some videos, there's just some really dumb comments, such as this one. Listen, the target market for Beats is obviously not the same as someone who is buying audiophile headphones, plugging them into an amp, and analyzing their audio sitting in their room or not. These are portable, everyday ANC wireless headphones that sound good enough and serve a mass market purpose, which is why you will typically see these everywhere in public. For me, of course, these do not replace my studio monitors or my IEMs because that's not what these are designed to do. But these are definitely what I'm bringing with me every day to work, traveling, or even just daily headphones to use while I'm out and about. So I guess you could say that this does their job. So yeah, that brings us to the end of this review. I've been basically loving these headphones more and more since I've been having them and using them on a daily basis. I think these are a really great pair of ANC headphones to bring along everywhere, and these make a great travel companion because they are wireless, they are noise canceling, and they are super portable. Yeah, I'm just pleasantly surprised. I did not think I would love these Beats Studio Pros as much as I do, and even over my Bose Quiet Comforts. I initially bought these purely out of curiosity, and now it turned into my favorite pair of daily headphones. Just remember not to spend too much on these because these are not worth the retail price. Only buy these on sale, and I would say anything less than $200 is a good price for these. But yeah, I am really excited to see what Beats can cook up in the future with the way they are going. Their products just seem to be improving, especially in the sound department. I just hope that their next studio version, whatever that might be, has a slightly upgraded design, maybe some improved hinges and not using, you know, plastic so much and stuff. But yeah, other than that, man, I love these Studio Pro headphones. So thanks for watching this review, and I will see you guys in the next video.